When did they die and why did they die? Autopsy and toxicology results are still pending in the deaths of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans who were found frozen to death in a backyard 3 weeks ago. The backyard was behind the house of a man named Jordan Willis. And just moments ago, we learned that Jordan Willis has reportedly checked himself into rehab for substance use disorder. The friends had all spent the night at a football watch party, and 2 days later, they were found dead in the backyard of Jordan Willis's home. Willis says he had no idea his friends' bodies were out there. He said he was sleeping on the couch with noise-canceling headphones on the entire time. Police say they have no evidence of foul play, but the families of the victims aren't buying it. Today, the families met with the district attorney assisting the Kansas City Police Department with the case in the hopes of getting the deaths investigated properly. Joining us now is Alan McGeeney, the cousin of one of those victims, Clayton McGeeney. Alan, thanks so much for joining us, and I'm so sorry to be meeting you under these circumstances. This has been so frustrating for all of you as you wait for some sort of information, and every single family member we've talked to says they're not getting any.
Yeah, it's been a slow process. We really haven't got a lot of information. It seems like anytime we've gotten anything, it's been more from the media that has helped us out than from the police themselves.
You were working, so you couldn't go to the meeting today, but Clayton's fiance, who was the person who found all 3 bodies, was at that meeting. Tell me what they were all going in hoping to hear.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get a little bit of movement on it. You know, as far as the current, as far as my understanding, the current police force that's on it hasn't really been doing much of an investigation. So I believe that they're trying to work with a new. And again, I'm entirely sure of all this. It's all pretty fresh, but they're working on getting a new prosecuting attorney on the case, and maybe get a different group of officers out there to do the investigation.
Your cousin Clayton was only 36 years old. He was strong and healthy. What do you think happened?
At this point, it would be total speculation. So I wouldn't. I have my guesses. You know, I think it'd be foolish to assume that there wasn't drugs involved, especially now that the Jordan has checked himself into rehab. So I mean, drugs being involved, yeah, I would imagine it's drug related.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment, but did Clayton and his friends use drugs recreationally? Do you know what kind of drugs they would use at times?
Yeah, you know, I couldn't speak on that personally. You know, we worked together pretty regularly, and then the weekend stuff that the guys did, you know, I didn't really spend too much time with that. You know, I had family and 2 kids and running a business, so I couldn't really speak on that too much. You know, but he showed up to work every single day. He was a hard worker. So as far as whatever he did on his own time, I didn't really care, as long as he showed up to work on Monday. And he's the hardest working man that I got the pleasure to work around. And yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah, you worked with Clayton every day, along with one of the other victims, Ricky Johnson. So I imagine that Monday morning when they didn't show up, you must have known something was wrong, 2 of them not showing up.
Yeah. Ricky doesn't work with me regularly, but he has a huge construction background. His family has a construction background, and when you know, we had plans to plug Ricky in that day, and I talked to Clayton and Ricky earlier on that Sunday afternoon at about 7:30, and we had plans to work together on that Monday. And yeah, no call, no show, which is that doesn't happen from Clayton.
Bottom line, Alan, are you frustrated that the Kansas City Police Department had ruled immediately that there was no foul play involved? Do you still think there's a possibility there was?
I mean, yeah, you'd have to define foul play at first. You know, a couple guys hanging out, and then one of them, you know, I don't know if that would be considered as foul play, but negligence, absolutely.
All right. Alan McGeeney, I hope you get answers soon. I know this has been an incredibly painful time for so many of the family members, but the not knowing has got to make it 1,000 times worse. Really hope you get those soon. Thanks for talking to us today. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.